There is a silence that lives inside every successful person. A silence that comes before the noise of fame, before the spotlight, before the world remembers their name. Jeff Bezos lived in that silence long before anyone ever knew who he was. He wasn't born into power, wealth, or certainty. He was born into a reality where the future had to be built, not inherited. No one expected him to reshape the world. No one expected him to become the richest man on the planet. No one expected him to challenge the limits of what a human being could dream. But that's the thing about legends. They are never expected. They are created, growing up. Jeff Bezos wasn't fascinated with money. He was fascinated with possibilities. While other kids played games, he was taking apart his crib with a screwdriver because he wanted to understand how things worked. While others were distracted, he was curious. He had an obsession with why things were the way they were and how they could be better. That curiosity didn't give him a path. It gave him a direction towards something bigger than his life, bigger than the world around him. He went on to study electrical engineering and computer science. He could have stayed on the safe road. He could have lived a comfortable life. But some people are not built for comfort. They are built for a mission. Years later, when he got a high-paying Wall Street job in New York City, he was supposed to settle down, follow the script, live the traditional life. He had the apartment, the salary, the success people dream about. But deep inside him was a whisper saying, "This is not your limit. This is your cage." Then came the moment that changed everything. Jeff Bezos saw a simple statistic. The internet was growing at 2,300% per year. At that time, nobody cared. Nobody believed it mattered. Nobody imagined it could change the world. But Bezos saw something others couldn't. He saw the future unfolding in front of him. He saw a once-in-a-century opportunity, and he knew what he had to do. He walked into his boss's office and explained his dream to build an online business. His boss listened quietly, then looked him in the eyes and said, "Jeff, this sounds like a really good idea for someone who doesn't already have a good job." That sentence carried the weight of the world. A comfortable future or a risky dream, security or destiny, average or legendary. That night, Bezos went for a long walk with his wife. He told her about the idea of selling books online. She looked at him and said, "You should go for it." And in that moment, Jeff Bezos understood something powerful. Your dreams don't grow in safe places. Your dreams grow when you walk toward the unknown. He created what he called the regret minimization framework. He asked himself, when I'm 80 years old, will I regret not trying this? The answer was yes. And that yes was enough. He quit his job. The people around him thought he was insane. They laughed at his idea. They called it stupid. They said, why would anyone buy a book online? But Bezos didn't need approval. He didn't need validation. He needed one thing: courage. Because courage is the first step of every destiny. He moved to Seattle, drove across the country in an old car, working on his business plan in the passenger seat. That wasn't the life of a billionaire. That was the life of a believer. When he reached Seattle, he didn't have a headquarters. He didn't have employees. He didn't have a warehouse. He had a garage, a small dusty garage that would one day control the heartbeat of global commerce. Amazon started with a bell. Every time a customer placed an order, a bell would ring. The team would cheer. Eventually the bell rang. So often, they had to turn it off. But success didn't come fast. Bezos' journey was filled with chaos. Packages stacked to the ceiling, endless hours of work, computers overheating, orders being packed by hand. Bezos himself drove boxes to the post office in his car. Some nights, he slept on the office floor. Some nights, he wondered if he had made the biggest mistake of his life. Some nights, doubt tried to break him, but he didn't stop. He couldn't stop, because true visionaries don't move for applause. They move for purpose. As Amazon grew, the world began to notice, but with growth came struggle. Massive struggle. Analysts attacked him. Investors doubted him. Competitors laughed at him. Critics mocked him. They said Amazon would fail. They said it would crash. They said Bezos was reckless. But every time the world pushed him down, he pushed back harder. Jeff Bezos had a mindset most people simply cannot understand. The mindset to think long-term, insanely long-term. While the world thinks in months, Bezos thinks in decades. While companies think about profits, Bezos thinks about dominance. While people think about security, Bezos thinks about disruption. One of his most powerful beliefs became Amazon's culture. If you want to be successful, you must be willing to be misunderstood for long periods of time. That is the billionaire mindset. When Amazon wasn't profitable, people said he was dumb. When Amazon expanded too fast, people said he was out of control. When Amazon introduced Prime, people said it was impossible. When Amazon Web Services launched, people said he was crazy. Every idea that changed the world was first called stupid. Jeff Bezos understood that criticism is the price you pay for innovation. But the biggest turning point wasn't money, it was courage. Because courage is the difference between dreamers and doers. Courage is what makes someone burn their boats and never look back. Courage is what separates the average from the unstoppable. Bezos built Amazon with brutal discipline. He obsessed over customer experience. He focused on speed, quality, and efficiency, like his life depended on it. He was relentless, unapologetic, and incredibly aggressive. This wasn't luck. This was obsession. This was commitment. This was the mindset of a man who didn't come to play the game. He came to change it forever, he once said. If you never want to be criticized, don't do anything new. That sentence is carved into the DNA of Amazon. That sentence is the foundation of his empire. That sentence is the reason he became one of the richest men on Earth. But his ambition didn't stop at Earth. Bezos looked at the stars and said, "This planet is too small for my dreams." He created Blue Origin, a company dedicated to expanding humanity into space. People laughed at that too. They said, "Stick to selling books." But people who laugh at big dreams will always work for people who chase them. Jeff Bezos believes that we are meant to build, not just survive. He believes the future belongs to those who dare to shape it. He believes the world bends for those who are bold enough to push it. And that is what makes him dangerous. Not his wealth, not his intelligence, his mindset. A mindset that says, think bigger than everyone, move faster than everyone, work harder than everyone, and never ever let fear win. This is the billionaire mindset. Not about money, not about cars, not about fame. It is about decisions. Decisions that most people are too scared to make. Decisions that tear you away from comfort. Decisions that redefine who you are. So ask yourself, right now, what dream are you hiding from because the world might judge you? What goal are you delaying because you're scared to start? What life could be yours if you stopped waiting for the perfect moment and just moved? Jeff Bezos wasn't born unstoppable. He became unstoppable, not from money, not from talent, but from a commitment to think in decades, not days. From a refusal to quit, from the courage to begin, from the resilience to continue, from the vision to believe in something invisible long before the world could see it. You are one decision away from changing your life, one risk away from your breakthrough, one moment away from the version of you that the world cannot ignore. Don't settle for comfort. Don't settle for average. Don't settle for the life the world expects from you. Build the life you were meant to live. Think like a creator. Move like a visionary. Act like your future is already waiting for you. Because it is, and it's calling your name. This is Groma, and remember, your mindset is your destiny, and courage is where destiny begins.